Hi everybody and welcome to Express Golf. I'm Tom Denby. Now today we're going to review the new Callaway Mavrik drivers. They've got three different options in this head. They've got the standard, they've got the Sub-Zero and the Max. We're just going to look at the standard and the Max today, and we're going to do a separate video on the Sub-Zero. So we're going to look at the difference between the two because they are vastly different. We're going to hit them on TrackMan, get some numbers, get a really good understanding of how they're performing, but also give you my really good honest feedback of exactly what I think about these drivers. So first and foremost, what's my thoughts about how they look? Now, initially I'm not over enamoured about the aesthetics of it really. It doesn't have a great deal of shelf appeal. They've gone with the orange trim on it. They've got a fairly simple base plate or sole plate to it, which is, some people will like. I think it's quite simple. So aesthetically it's not screaming there's loads of tech in there, but there is actually a lot of tech in these drivers, and there's a huge difference between the two different heads actually. So I'll give you a close-up of this. But when we look at them, they're two very different shapes. So the actual standard Mavrik, they're going for a different aerodynamic concept to try and create faster clubhead speed. They've also got the artificial intelligent face on the front there, so we'll look at that in greater detail on their website. But in terms of my first initial thoughts, not overly excited by how they look. However, there's loads of tech. So let's have a look at the tech, let's see what they're saying about it, but also then dive into the numbers on TrackMan and give you my idea of exactly how they feel when I hit them. So as always, let's have a look on Callaway's website and have a look and see what they're actually saying about these golf clubs. So when we look at the initial first part of this, we've got the AI created next level distance. So it's an artificially intelligently created face. So they've done this on a computer basically. So when we look at the family and the difference in the models, so we can see that the standard Mavrik has a very different shape to it. So they've called it their all new Cyclone Aero shape for reduced drag. They haven't actually put that into the Mavrik Max. What they've done with the Mavrik Max is feature two interchangeable weights for maximum forgiveness and maximum draw configuration. We've got fast ball speeds all the way across the face. So what they're saying about the artificial intelligent face is it creates faster ball speeds from anywhere across that face. And I do actually think that works. We've got consistent performance, so we've got a new face architecture, FS2S titanium, so it's 6 grams lighter and stronger. Ball speed and forgiveness, so they've still got the jailbreak technology in there, which is great because that definitely works. When they first put that into the Epic, that created a big storm, and basically what that's doing is creating stability from the crown to the sole plate, so it really creates a strong hitting area. The new Cyclone Aero shape reduces all the drag and the dynamics to that. So let's get into what actually the numbers are saying on TrackMan and my first thoughts after hitting them, and take it from there. But certainly loaded with tech, that's for sure. So my first initial thoughts of this behind the ball is I really like the look from behind the ball. So I wasn't too enamoured about the aesthetics and the below of it. But behind the ball it looks great. It's a really classic looking golf club. I like the composite crown on the top as well. That gives it a nice kind of futuristic look to it as you put it behind the golf ball. But I really like the fact that it's a very clean, simple looking driver. There's nothing kind of screaming out to put you off or anything that way. It's a very clean looking head. Now in terms of how it feels when I hit it feels very, very solid. I like the sound of it. It really feels like you're getting a solid hit off it, especially on off-centre hits as well. But I really like the fact that it's creating a powerful flight. So is the different shape creating better aerodynamics? Who knows? We'll have to have a look at the numbers in terms of my clubhead speed. I think it'll be about the same, to be fair. But I do like the way this is coming off. It's a very solid looking golf club. Ooh, yeah, that was really good. So it's got such a good, strong flight to it, and that's just the standard head as well. So looking at the numbers on TrackMan for the standard head, it's quite an impressive driver. We're creating, on average, for me, around 100 miles an hour clubhead speed, but more importantly, it's around the smash ratio. So I'm creating 1.45 smash, which is good actually, which means that we're creating a really efficient strike into the golf ball. It's spinning at 3.6, which is maybe a little high for me, which could be down to the shaft. at the end of the day. Numbers are good in terms of carry distance. We're creating a lot of good numbers in this driver, so overall it's a very strong ball flight that I'm creating off the head, and the key thing to this is making sure that you get the shaft and the head right for your swing and the club speed you've got. But overall I'm impressed with it. You know, we've got a really good solid strike off it. It feels great. The jailbreak's definitely working. So overall a very good driver. So now let's have a look at the Max and see the difference between the two. So how does it differ, the Max, in comparison to the Standard? So we've got a different shape to it. It looks very different behind the ball. It's a bit more elongated in the head. So it does have that appearance of being a little bit bigger. It's not any bigger, but it has that appearance of being bigger. The aesthetics are the same, but you also have 2 movable weight ports in this driver in comparison to the Standard, which allows you then just to customize a little bit more in terms of ball flight, but in terms of making it a more draw biased driver. Now, in terms of how it performs, it actually sounds very different to the Standard Mavrik. So the Standard Mavrik is a really solid, good sounding driver. This sounds a bit more, for want of a better word, tinny. So it sounds like it's got, I suppose, it sounds a bit more hollow, if you like, if that makes sense. But ultimately, it definitely sounds different. And not in a bad way, just in maybe not quite as a more solid sound that I personally would like. But in comparison to the Standard, it's definitely doing something very different. So it's going to be really interesting to see the numbers that we get out on TrackMan. So now we've hit both drivers, let's look at the numbers on TrackMan and just see the differences here. So when we look at the Standard Mavrik, we had 100 miles an hour club head speed and 145 ball speed, so that created a smash of 1.45. When we look at the Mavrik Max, we had 101 club head speed and 144 ball speed, so 1.42 smash. So the Standard Mavrik was performing a little bit better in terms of the efficiency of the strike. Interestingly, with the same shaft and the same loft spec, the Mavrik Max actually was spinning a little bit less than the Standard Mavrik. So we had 3.6 with the Standard Mavrik and we had 3.1 with the Mavrik Max. So some interesting numbers there in terms of the differences between the two. They definitely sound different, they definitely feel different. You can set up the Max slightly differently. My personal preference was the Standard Max in terms of how that performed, but they're doing 2 very different things, so it's very interesting to see those numbers. So have Callaway succeeded in creating a better driver with the Mavrik? I think so. I think it's better than previous versions. They put a little bit more tech in there. I like the fact that there's 2 very different heads there for you to try, because you've got the Standard Mavrik, which is creating, probably in my opinion, a slightly better ball flight for my Standard. But then you do have a very different story in the Max and a very different concept that you can create and customize. So I like what they've done there. Theoretically, the Max would be targeted at a high handicapper who struggles with the slice. But I actually like the fact that you're probably going to get better players still going towards that Max as well. So there's definitely differences. So overall, I really like the drivers. The aesthetics maybe slightly let it down. But overall, I did like how they perform. But as always, make sure you get custom fit, get the right shaft, get the right head and loft, etc. for you. But definitely a driver worth looking at, and definitely kind of pushing the boundaries around technology. So thanks for watching the Express Golf channel. I've been Tom Denby. I hope you enjoyed the review of the new Mavrik. It's been a really nice product to hit. If you did enjoy this, please hit that subscribe button. Also hit the bell button so you get all the notifications of all our new videos. Also, please spread the word. Get some of your friends to subscribe so they can kind of see the content we're putting out there. It helps us to grow. It helps us to put more content in front of you. So thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you soon.